Hey guys, Ranger here, and I'm back with another model kit build. This is an interesting kit. This is a supposed to be a 78 Dodge Monaco of the Virginia State Police, and the kit itself had some interesting things about it that I'm going to have to change. First thing I'm going to mention is the interior, which, as you can see here, was painted gray. I don't like a gray interior, just plain, so I painted tan. I'm going to have to paint the radio black. Second thing is the chassis. Now, I've worked with a lot of these MPC AMT Monaco kits before, and I know that whenever you deal with them, the front tires stick out too far. So the axle pegs has to be trimmed in order to go further inside the wheel wells, which is what I did here. Now, the guy did get the paint and the decals right. He did do that. However, the kit itself came with a red rotator on the roof of the car, which was a simple Christmas light bulb LED. Or LED Christmas light bulb. Way too small for a traditional way too small for the car. So I took that off, and the guy actually drilled a hole, or cut a hole through the roof of the car, and put a wire inside, which was supposed to actually have a flashing light. He mounted a battery inside the engine compartment here, inside the engine bay, moved a wire up through the right rear C-pillar, and the LED light was supposed to flash. However, I removed the light. I'm left with a hole in the roof of the car, which I'm going to be covering with a more traditional, more accurate light, which is going to be the federal signal single rotator. Besides that, the guy also painted the door trim and everything gray or silver. I'm going to have to paint these blue, and then paint a section down the A-pillars blue as well, to be more accurate. Besides that, I'm also going to have to paint the park lights on the front, back of the car, and then I'm also going to have to paint them on the rear of the car, park lights and reverse lights, and the silver trim. Another feature that the guy did have on this car was, you'll probably notice, this orange here. The guy had 3 antennas mounted onto the trunk of the car, and stuck on with some sort of orange adhesive, which whenever I pulled them off, it left that residue. So I'm going to have to find some matching blue paint to paint over those. But I removed that, and so hopefully I'll be able to make this a bit more detail accurate. I just finished going over the interior, and all I have to do now is paint the radio and then glue that inside the body, and then glue the chassis on, and then that begins some of the additional body painting on the car itself. But hopefully I'll be able to finish this right here soon. Hey guys, Ranger here, and I'm back with the second to last update on that 78 Monaco. And this particular kit, the only thing it's done except for the single red rotator, and basically I just ordered the rotator that I need the other day. The VSP used, actually throughout the 50s and 60s and the 70s they used single red rotators on their cars until 85, and then they transitioned in 85 to using blue lights, and then in 88 they swapped the single bubblegum lights for the complete bar lights. And so in order to make this period accurate, I need a single red rotator, and that it can come with a car. A Christmas light pretty much come with a car, and I need a wider bulb. So I got that ordered. I just have to wait for it to come in. And but otherwise, I got everything painted. I got the park lights on the front painted. I've got the Dodge emblem. I got the hood glued on. I got the interior painted tan. Got the radio and everything painted black. And then I've got the door trim painted blue to more match that of the blue on the car itself. I've also got the trunk keyhole on the trunk and the silver trim along the back painted silver. Silver trim around the tail lights, park lights, and reverse lights, along with the park lights on the sides of the car. And the thing is, normally with these Monacos, I normally have to paint this silver trim through the side here, along the bottom, and the keyhole on the doors, and the door handles itself silver. But because this car is already painted silver, through that, I actually don't have to touch that. So that's a bit of a time saver. But for the chassis, I had to lift the chassis up a little bit to make it more so that it would appear that it had the big block under the hood. And so it sets up just a bit higher. And most of these Monacos anyway, these old Monacos and Furies, the rear end on these older cars anyway, the rear end sets up a bit higher than the front anyway. So, and I took an extra mirror that I had and a spotlight and glued them on. I have seen some pictures of the Virginia State Police actually using spotlights on their cars. So, and then I also took the blue paint, painted down the A-pillar, and touched up the silver trim along the doors as well. But the car itself is done, except for the single red rotator, and I have to wait until that comes in. And then it'll be completely period accurate. But like I said, I just need the lights, or the single red rotator, and I have to wait a couple more weeks for that to actually come in. Yay! Great. I can't actually finish the car completely until I get that one little piece in. Perfect. But anyway, this one looks like so far, and I will give you guys a final update on the car whenever I get the piece in the mail, so long as it doesn't get put in someone else's box. Hey guys, Ranger here, and I'm back with the final update on that 78 Monaco of the Virginia State Police. And I actually got the light in that I was looking for, and luckily it was actually already painted, so I didn't actually have to do anything with that. But it's the single bulb double rotator, and that means the car's done. Everything is completely done on it. This light is period accurate because, again, single red rotator that they used until I think it was 85, and then they transitioned to blue lights. But this right here is thankfully the car is now done, and I'm very happy with it. Like I said, thankfully it took a bit, but finally got it done, and I'm very, very happy with it. So, see you guys in the next video.